Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope you are doing well by the grace of Almighty Allah and enjoying your new class. Today, this is Rowshan Khandaker, your B.G.S teacher. Today I will take a B.G.S class for the students of class 8. So here, this class is all about half-yearly examination and class 8, and subject is Bangladesh and Global Studies, lecture number 4 and homework number 4. Our today's topic is chapter 2, lesson 7 and 8 discussion. This is my name, my phone number and today's date. So without any further ado, let's get started. Here, this is chapter 2 and lesson 7. What is the name of the lesson is Activities and Role of People Who Were Against the Liberation War. So this lesson is all about the people who were against our liberation war. We will know about them, okay? So almost according to then statistics, almost 7.5 crore people lived in Bangladesh at that time, and almost all of them were in favor of the liberation war. That means more people were in favor of or supporting our liberation war. But there are some people, but a limited number of our people were against it. They collaborated with Pakistani forces, betraying the interest of the countrymen. This opposition force wanted to use religion in their attempt to help the Pakistani forces to maintain the unity of Pakistan. That means, what does that means? These people actually using religion for the reason of betraying their own people, own countrymen. Okay, and they were actually supporting Pakistani forces. Here we learn about these people. These anti-liberation forces fueled a reign of terror in the whole country by killing, looting, setting houses on fire and torturing the women. They prepared a list of people who supported and helped the liberation war and freedom fighters respectively. Then they handed over this list to the Pakistani forces. They tortured our people more than Pakistani forces did. So here are some organizations which were formed during the liberation war. The function of this organization was to help and assist the Pakistani forces. Here the first one is Peace Committee. So Peace Committee is the main committee or main organization who were actually supporting Pakistani forces with their informations. So Dhaka Civil Peace Committee consisting of 140 members was formed on 9th April. So you have to underline this part in your book, and among the members of this committee were the leaders of Jamaat-e-Islami, Nizami, Islami, PDP and Muslim League. All of them opposed the liberation war. The activities of the Peace Committee expanded up to districts, thanas, even up to union council and ward levels too. And they guided the Pakistani forces in every nook and corner of Bangladesh. That means what? Pakistani forces didn't know about our country well. They didn't know about the areas and different thanas or wards. But these people were part of our country and they know all about our country. So they actually help them with their informations, and they take the Pakistani forces to every nook and corner of our country. So here there is another organization which is called Rajakar. Rajakar Bahini forces were formed with the direct help and assistance of extremely fanatical political parties during the liberation war. Jamaat leader Maulana A.K.M. Yusuf first formed Rajakar Bahini in Khulna in the month of May 1971. You have to underline his name because he was a very renowned Rajakar of that time. Actually, he first formed Rajakar Bahini in Khulna. Rajakar Bahini was later formed gradually at other places too. So that means Rajakar Bahini was actually established throughout the different places of Bangladesh. Most of them were members of Islami Chhatra-Sangh and other extreme religious groups. Another organization is Al-Badr. Al-Badr. Members of Al-Badr were even deadlier. They were very ferocious and they were very tyrannic. And this Bahini force consisted of students of Islami Chhatra-Sangh of Jamati Islami Students Organization, and it is the Al-Badr members who executed the Pakistani plan of kidnap and torturing and killing the intellectuals in the beginning of December. So we know that our 14th December is a day for the intellectuals day. So many intellectuals were killed in December, 1st December, and actually they were done by this organization Al-Badr. So they are very deadlier. Al-Shams, another organization similar to Al-Badr, was Al-Shams, student fronts of Muslim League and other political parties jointly formed Al-Shams Bahini. Next one is Dr. Malik Cabinet. The Pakistani government actually removed Tikka Khan, the military force, from the military force, and they actually the Pakistani government removed military governor General Tikka Khan and formed a civil government with the civil governor under Dr. Abdul Muttalib Malik, with a view to misguiding the outside world on 17th September. So remember this date, underline this date in your book. And in this date, actually Pakistan Bahini was planning something next year. They actually thought that if we make a civil government, if we form a civil government, then the outside world will believe us, and this will misguide the outside world. Okay, and there were 10 ministers. So you need to underline these two. There were 10 ministers in the cabinet of Dr. Malik, and they conducted their anti-liberation activities through speeches, reports and instructions. This government was compelled to resign on 14th December. So let's move on to our next lesson, that is the help and assistance from home and abroad in liberation war. So here we will learn about the help and assistance given by the countrymen and abroad from the foreign countries in our liberation war. The low role of expatriate Bengalis. Who are expatriate Bengalis? The Bengalis who were living in another countries, foreign countries, are expatriates, are called expatriates. So these people actually helped us a lot with money, with support, and they have actually helped to mold the support of foreign countries too. So here, Bengalis living in different countries of world started to unite together in protest of genocide and support of liberation war. Expatriates living in European countries used the United Kingdom as the center of the movement. Bengalis living in the United States, Japan, Sweden, France, Canada and Indonesia also responded in support of the movement. They arranged meetings, seminars in protest to genocide and molded public opinion and collected money in support of liberation war, or some of them even went to India to take part in the liberation war. So even Bengali officers serving at the embassies in different countries extended their support for Bangladesh, sacrificing their life and jobs. Their resignation and allegiance, their resignation and support to the Bangladesh government made a revolution in entire world. So at the beginning of the liberation war in April, a group of expatriate Bengali females, actually the role of women comes here. Role of females of expatriate Bengali brought out a protest rally, moved along different roads and then submitted a memorandum to the official residence of British Prime Minister. So actually they have submitted a memorandum here, and representative of 47 UN countries discussed the Bangladeshi problem of initiative of Justice Abu Said Chaudhuri. As a result of this, Pakistani government was compelled or forced to suspend the killing of Bangabandhu. Here comes the role of Mujibnagar government. Mujibnagar government established two missions, one in Delhi and other in Kolkata, other at Kolkata during the beginning of the Liberation War, and they have actually established a lot of missions in Washington, New York and London too, and these missions actually arranged procession, gathering, functions and contributed to mold opinions of parliament members and educational institutes including universities. Here is the role of other countries of the world. So, very many big or small countries like India, Soviet Union, United States, these countries or China, these countries has also got involved in our liberation war too. Among them, India and Soviet Union was supporting us or helping us, and United States and China were actually helping Pakistani people. So, Pakistan, they are favoring Pakistan. Here, India played a very important or significant role in our liberation war. Without them, the time span of our liberation war will be increased a lot. Okay. So here, Indian government criticized the genocide of Pakistani forces which started from 25th March. Srimati Indira Gandhi, the Prime Minister of India, visited various countries in Europe for about 3 weeks to draw the attention of the world community or to mold, actually the mold, raise, what can you say, like they actually wanted to raise the support for Bangladesh Liberation War, and Indian government gave shelter. Also, they actually gave shelter about 1 crore refugees who actually crossed border to save their life or save themselves from genocide. Indian government took all responsibilities of their food and lodging, and they introduced a new tax named refugee tax to meet up the expenses of the refugee camps. Okay, if Indian government didn't give gave shelter to our people, then these people, where will these people go? Okay, these people will die, or these people will be fall for the genocide. Okay. So, actually they helped us in this way too, and besides, India also helped to run the functions to exile the government of Kolkata and set up Shadhin Bangla Betar Kendro of Bangladesh government. Okay, actually if our government, Mujibnagar government was functioning at Kolkata. So, they actually allowed us to run exile government in Kolkata too. The final India-Pakistan war started on all borders. Actually, India attacked in 3rd December, India attacked some air base of India. Pakistan attacked an Indian air base on 3rd December, and after that, India also started this war directly. Okay, before that India were playing the role from the indirectly, but after 3rd December they came forward and fight this war with us unitedly. So actually by that time, underline this, India recognized Bangladesh on 6th December. By that time, joint Bangladesh and India command was formed in the month of November, and 4,000 officers or soldiers of Indian armed forces sacrificed their life in the battlefield in our independence, for the independence of Bangladesh also. Okay, most of the Indian political parties, government organizations and writers, artists, intellectuals, professionals all stood by the side of us, and a concert was also organized by the artist Ravi Shankar named Concert for Bangladesh, and British singer George Harrison also joined the concert. The money that was earned from the concert given to Bangladesh government for the help of Bangladeshi people. And so next, our next Soviet Union is our another assistant, and they also helped us Soviet Union was with Bangladesh from the beginning till the end of our liberation war. The Soviet President Podgorny wrote a letter to President Yahya in the beginning of April to stop genocide in Bangladesh. The Soviet Union used its right of veto in UN Security Council to maintain ceasefire at any cost till the Joint Command and could capture Dhaka. Their aim was to give Joint Command necessary time and opportunity. Their aim became successful, and now comes United States. They were opposite of us, okay? They actually opposed our liberation war. They supported Pakistan during our liberation war, and in the beginning US government helped Pakistan by giving arms and support. But US opposition parties, they were actually supporting us. The opposition parties supported our liberation war. US government had to give financial support to Bengali refugee living in India under the pressure of internal opposition parties. So this opposition party were supporting us, but the government was always with Pakistan. The role of United States adopted anti-Indian, USA went against Bangladesh. At the time of Indo-Pak War, US sent the 7th Fleet to Indian Ocean to help Pakistan, but observing international reaction, USA then did not put the 7th Fleet to work. Okay, so actually they were actually pressurized by Soviet Union that if USA sent 7th Fleet to help the Pakistan, but then Soviet Union said that they will come forward and do the fight directly. US also conducted diplomatic efforts to cease fire when Pakistan was on verge of defeat, and thus wanted to make our liberation war meaningless. Actually, they were always against us. But USA, Parliament, Congress and many members of the Senate, different newspapers, artists, writers, intellectuals, politicians and people of all levels actually played a role in favor of liberation war of Bangladesh. Okay, now the role of journalism, that is the most important one, okay, because with journalists were the first person who were actually informed the world about this genocide and destruction done by Pakistan. So foreign pressmen started to collect information about genocide and destruction done by Pakistan from the date when Operation Searchlight commenced on from 25th March 1971. It is they who first spread the message of genocide and barbarity committed in Bangladesh to the outside world. Simon Ring, actually he was a very important journalist who were supporting our cause, supporting our liberation war. Simon Ring is the journalist of this type. BBC journalist Mark Staley made news in favor of liberation war during the entire time. Beside that, Akashbani BBC Bhua broadcast news in support of our liberation war. Sangbad Porikrama, a news roundup broadcast by Akashbani, was a very popular program. And Devdulal Bandopadhyay became known to every house by reading out this news, and different programs of Shadin Bangla Betar Kendro including Bajra Kontho and Chharpatro inspired the listeners during liberation war. At this time, M.R. Akhtar Mukul awakened Bengalis with the feelings of liberation war by reading Chorom Patro. That would be Chorom Patro, ঠিক আছে? Chorom Patro. So here we have to end here. This is all about our class, our discussion. I hope you have understood what I am trying to make you understood. Okay, so you will read it out again and again at home and try to learn about our history very well. Okay, because liberation war is a very important part of our history and you have to know it, not for the exams only, you have to know it for yourself, for your country. So that is it for today, students. I hope you learn about it, and today's homework is 10 one-word answer. You have to make 10 questions and 10 answers out of these 2 chapters, 2 lessons, and you have to submit it on Saturday. Remember it, you have to submit it on Saturday. Okay class, Allah Hafiz.